My name is Marty Ged, and I'm the managing attorney of Ged Lawyers. When a client hires us, they're getting much more than a law firm with a history of winning. They're getting a lot of value-added services at no additional cost and really top-notch legal advice. Generally, when clients engage us, there's a set of value-added services we're going to provide to them at no additional cost, which include, like I said before, making sure they understand on their intake forms the correct questions to ask on their intake to the patients coming into their medical facility. If they're not asking the right questions in the intake, there's no chance they're going to have a good shot at getting the PIP. Secondly, we're going to identify and review all of their forms to make sure their forms are, number one, up to date with the most recent Florida statute, and they're compliant with the federal and state laws that they're asking the right questions. When hiring Ged Lawyers, the client or medical provider is going to get much more than a law firm with a history of winning. We take pride in making sure that upon our engagement, we help a medical provider and review all their intake documents to make sure they're asking the correct questions in the front end to be able to properly identify who qualifies under the PIP statute. And we look at all their different forms and intake forms to make sure that they're doing things properly and documenting their file properly. In the event later on there's a deposition or someone else is going to be asking them questions about their file. You would be surprised at how many doctors or medical providers just don't take detailed notes enough. So we're going to educate the doctors and the medical providers about that. In addition to that, we're going to prepare all the demand letters on behalf of the client, which a little later on in the presentation, you're going to see a snapshot of what a demand letter looks like. This is a mini complaint that's condition precedent to getting paid under the PIP statute. You have to unfortunately file this demand letter, which really gives the insurance company 2 shots to pay this bill correctly without really dealing with any legal fees. So not many other practices that I know of where the insurance company gets 2 shots to pay it correctly. Here they do. So we do all the demand letters. We're also going to provide payment verification, which is an extremely important terminology. So once that demand letter is sent to the insurance carrier has 30 days to respond from that. And they will respond either with a check to pay the claim or with a letter, which we call a demand response, and it's going to tell you in their words that they paid the claim correctly, and you're going to be very confused about how to understand and read that letter. So what we do is we provide payment certification verification that that claim is paid properly. Additionally, we're able to do a look back, which is allowable under the Florida statute, where upon engagement, that's the first thing we do is we look at those old files, because as the statute of limitation affects these cases, the older claims are just falling off the shelf and dying as the clock keeps ticking. So that's really important upon a new engagement to do that look back audit, which again will generate some quick cash flow for the medical providers. So keep in mind, unfortunately, we've only been tracking this since 2008, which is about $54 million of medical benefits we recovered as a result of the Florida no-fault statute, where the insurance company either underpaid, delayed, or denied our clients' medical bills. And that $54 million is probably closer to $100 million because we've been doing this since 1995 and really unfortunately haven't tracked it since then. So I'm able to report to you $54 million in collections, and that's medical benefits that, but for hiring Ged Lawyers, the medical provider would have left that money on the table.